Good evening, everyone. My name is Tony Williams, and tonight I'm going to give you a sort of brief talk on the topic of the Portsmouth Gambit. And I think, as Martin mentioned, this cropped up in a informal meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was Philip who produced the book on the opening, which I'd not heard of, and I'd sort of alluded to the fact that I knew some of the history of this, and then James Pratt got involved and actually knew some of the key people, and from the following ensuing discussion, it seemed we had enough material for another Zoom meeting. So tonight I'm just going to start off by giving a brief overview of the history of this opening and how it's got its name. Who the key sort of practitioners were, and then sort of actually sort of show some information about how this opening sort of appeared in the columns on a website called the Chess Cafe, and how I saw that column and then did some of my own research and then got in touch with the author and ended up having some of my own material published in a sort of subsequent column. And also out of that research, we got some interesting notes from a very strong Hampshire player called Arthur Bramald, who has played this opening at sort of over a number of years. And there was some discussion at the time with John about perhaps even getting a book together, but that didn't come to fruition. And also Arthur sent me over some notes from a game he played in Curacao. Against a Argentinian GM, and some of the sort of story behind that game, which is really quite fascinating, which we'll come on to later. So there will be some sort of games being demonstrated. I'll also quickly sort of put up the columns that I've sort of got from the archives of the Chess Cafe website. Won't go through it all in great detail because it does run to several pages of A4, but just really to get a gist of the content and sort of how the sort of discussions developed. But we believe the name of this opening was given by Leonard Barden in a column he wrote in I think back in 1978. And the Portsmouth Gambit is a very obscure preferred wing gambit of the Sicilian defence, and according to the column, it was the several key practitioners were members of Portsmouth Chess Club, and it just so happens that when I started playing chess, the very first club that I joined back in 1972, believe it or not, was Portsmouth Chess Club, and I knew the sort of key people involved. And they're going to focus tonight on a player called Bob Collinane, and I believe that Bob did a phenomenal amount of work of his own, especially included a lot of his own original analysis, and played this opening in a number of games. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any examples of sort of Bob playing this opening on ChessBase, but we do have a couple of Arthur Bramald games coming to sort of later on. So first of all, the Portsmouth Gambit. It's played against the Sicilian defence, and it's played after white plays knight f3 and black plays knight c6. Yes.
Right. So we get to, okay. So I'll just tell you that, read you the narrative from this. So this is just this is Andrew Smith's words. This is just a random game from a tournament played at the beginning of the 1980s. At the time, my attitude to playing chess was attack, attack, attack. The initiative was everything. If it meant sacrificing a few pawns or pieces, then so be it. This game was, I think, the first time that anyone had given me a dose of my own medicine, and I was quite taken aback. As soon as it looked like I'd repelled his attack, another sacrifice seemed to follow, and there was still more defending to do. So anyway, so we get to, so the Portsmouth Gambit is only after 2 knight c6.
Yes.
Even though you could play b4 against 2 d6 or whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously it gives the chance for black to take on b4 with the knight. So this is the key move.